Welcome to day 15, I think we're on, in our 21 days of short sketches. And I'm going to turn another light on. There you go. And I'm so glad you can be here with me this morning, and I'm excited for what we are about to do. And I've thought and prayed, and can always use more help though. So Lord, help us as we gather together today and sketch and just think and chat about you. Our verse for today is Psalm 138, verses 17 and 18. How precious to me are your thoughts, O God. How vast is the sum of them. If I would count them, they are more than the sand. I awake and I am still with you. And excuse me, I do have a frog this morning in my little throat, so there you go. And I do just want to remind us that his thoughts are vast and they're good. They're good thoughts. He's not up there shaking his finger at us saying, hey, I saw you doing that. He is up there going, you know what, child? You know what, my daughter? You know what, my son? I love you just beyond what you can imagine or think, more than the grains of sand that are on the shore, it says elsewhere. It says right in that verse, if I would count them, they are more than the sand. And we know how infinite the sand is at the beach. So, and let me digress for one moment too. Here is the final from yesterday, as a lot of you probably saw on Instagram. And I just had so much fun doing this piece and seeing what little things I could pull out of the paint. And I did add some white, and I went back in and added some darker pencil to give it a little more dynamic feel. And yeah, so back to today. I want to do just a happy, smiley, little wonderful woman here. And so I have my little background. And so I'm going to just put her in quite lightly, and then I'll come back and make her a little bit darker. But I really like the feel of these circles in here. And again, I did those right before I came on camera. They dried that quickly. And because when I was thinking of her, I was thinking of those grains of sand and how infinite his thoughts are. And so we'll probably make as many dots as I can going out there to illustrate that. And so here is her little head. And I want her to be crowned with glory, with and, you know, as I was thinking about her this morning, I suspect that Danielle Donaldson has a super cute little figure that looks a lot like this, because I was following her style for a little, I was watching her style for a little bit, and actually took a course from her, and her figures are delightful. So you should look her up if you like doing figures that are somewhat whimsical. I like doing ladies. She likes doing girls, but I like all of my girls to have all my ladies to have that little childish innocence and delight, really. Even more than innocence is delight. So there she is. She's small because she's on our little thing here. We could have just made her maybe from here up, and that would add a different dimension to it. But I like how she's looking there. How delightful. And vast, I love that word, vast, are your thoughts. underline your because it's the Lord's thoughts about little old me. Exclamation point. All right, so let's color her in a little bit. I think I'm gonna grab, I really like the thought of doing her kind of orangey and with a little bit of red. I do wish she was bigger. I wish she was in a bigger notebook so that she would be a little bit bigger. I'm just gonna make her a little bit bigger. I'm gonna make her as big as I can. So let's put her little head way up here. She'll have a long neck because I like long necks. You know, as I say in my sketch class, if Mama doesn't like the sketch, she doesn't like the final piece. So I am, she's look a little kind of low cut there, isn't she? So I want to be satisfied with my sketch before I start filling her in. So there she is. And she feels she feels better to me. And I'm not going to put in eyes or anything right now, but we can make her a little more, we can make her hair a little more wild and crazy. But I like pigtails a lot. Just saying. And her hair should probably come out from underneath the crown, huh? All right, so let's just color her in a little bit. You could probably even do her with some, it would be easier actually to do her with a little watercolors and even colored pencils, or maybe my crayons. Let's pull some crayons out and see what happens with these. I think these might work. Might just be just the ticket here. But I do want some of this green color, and I don't have a green crayon this color, so just gonna dip in, get some of this, and see what that does along with that turquoise. I think that's gonna be somewhat amazing. Started off with a dry brush. All right, and how about, let me get some blush, what's called blush, which is this color right here. It's not usually quite my favorite for where did I grow up? For my skin tone, but it you know, for a quick sketch, it does the job. And I'm going to lighten that up with a little bit of white, otherwise she's going to look like she was out in the sun too long. I really like mixing my sketching the ladies class. I mix a lot of yellow and pink and orange for the skin tones, and that really is my favorite for the skin tones. This doesn't quite make it, but as I said, for a quick sketch, it's good. And I'm going to put some orange in her hair. That's got a little bit of the pencil in there, and some red. Maybe a little more pink, maybe a little more fuchsia rather than that bright red. All right, we'll see how that looks. And I want her to have orange stripes on her top, so I'm just going to get a little bit of orange on here and just put a shadow in there and see how that works. That's not working too well. I know you can do it, Scribble Stick. I know you can. I know you can. I think I'm going to get a little of this brighter orange. Just not satisfied with that. And I'm going to come down here and put stripes on her stockings. Notice that isn't even quite on her leg, and that's okay. Should probably wait for this to dry a little bit more before putting more of that in. But all right, and then let's take some of this. I'm going to wet my crayon. And at the same time I'm going to do that, let's try just putting a couple more. Well, those are kind of fun, aren't they? Puts a whole new dimension into that skirt. I love that. And she needs a crown. I think I want a little bit of the yellow for the crown, though. And I think that's it. I do need to go in and spread this color around. Nice and bright. She is nice and bright. I feel like I got a little overwhelming on that pencil. So if you took your time, you could erase some of that. And then because that's wet over there, I'm going to try and be really, really careful of that. When I can actually put my hand down on this, I will come in and put a little face on her, which I don't always do, as you know. There's some pencil that I could erase in there too. Just highlighting ever so, just a little bit, just to give it a little more dimension. I want to keep these real scribbly on the bottom because that's how I like to sketch, and that is up to you. And when these dry, I will outline those too. And I like the different colors of the splatters in there too. I think that really emphasizes, you know, the vastness of his thought, which doesn't only mean how quantity, it also means the variety of his thoughts, and they're all good. He loves us dearly, and so it's his delight to bless us. So there we are, day 15, our little sketch, our little happy lady. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your doodling, enjoy your sketching. And don't forget, if you're new here, to please subscribe to my channel. And I love it when you leave comments. Thanks so much. God bless. Toodles.